Chelsea have qualified for the Champions League final. Yes, the same Chelsea that months ago were never fancied to do well in the Champions League. The same Chelsea that was struggling under erstwhile manager Frank Lampard. Since German Thomas Tuchel was appointed as the coach of Chelsea, there has been a massive turnaround in the fortunes of the Blues. The Blues, they like to call themselves the pride of London, and on Wednesday evening they showed really much why they have every right to claim that name, to claim that title, as they saw off the very sturdy old Real Madrid. Yes, Real Madrid, a team steeped in great footballing traditions, came up against a much younger, faster Chelsea side, and the younger, ambitious and super talented Chelsea lads were totally dominant. They came on tops against Real Madrid. Yes, Thomas Tuchel has led Chelsea to the final of the Champions League, and he will be coming up against a tough foe in Manchester City, a tough foe in the Manchester City manager Pep Guardiola. It will be Pep Guardiola versus Thomas Tuchel on May 29th in Istanbul, and it will be Chelsea up against Man City in the Champions League final. I tell you, that final match is going to be a great classic. And why do I think so? Why does this final look different from the others of the recent past? I can tell you straight away that there are, in my mind, 3 reasons why this final looks like it's going to be different, and why this final looks like it is going to be one of the best, and why this final is surely one of the most unpredictable finals that there will be. Number one reason why I think that the final in Istanbul, it will be a great unpredictable final, is that for the first time we have 2 teams that are almost equally, totally equally matched. 2 teams that are very much equally matched. In the previous editions, like the last year edition, for example, Bayern Munich versus PSG, one would say going into that game that on form and on record, Bayern Munich were clearly the more fancy side to win that competition, and when they did. 2 years ago, Liverpool up against Tottenham Hotspur. Liverpool were very much the fancy side because they had the likes of Mohamed Salah and Sadio Mane, and they were flying very high at that moment, and duly they saw off Tottenham Hotspurs. And so, but this year's final, you have 2 teams that are very much in form. Manchester City have almost thrilled to winning the Premier League title, and Chelsea, of course, they are in the form of their lives, having a massive revival under the manager Thomas Tuchel. They're playing very well, and it is it's a very solid and well-drilled, tactically well-drilled outfit that Thomas Tuchel has instilled in Chelsea. And so, for the first time, we have 2 teams going into the final game, very much in form, going into the final day, and you will say, in my opinion at least, you will say that I would say that these 2 teams look equally matched. And then another reason why I feel that this final match is going to be a great unpredictable final is that you do not have, for the first time in a long while, there is no standout player. You know, there is no Lionel Messi, for example, and there is no Cristiano Ronaldo in either side. There is no standout player that you will say is a real super world-class player. It's not. None of these 2 teams look like a one-man team. For many years, Cristiano Ronaldo had been the face of the Real Madrid's dominance. Likewise, Lionel Messi has been the face of Barcelona's dominance, both in the domestic league of Spain and also in Europe. But going into this final, I tell you, there is no standard super performer, super name in the mold of a Lionel Messi or a Cristiano Ronaldo, and these 2 teams are showing very much that they are more of a collective unit. There are more collective units than they are about individuals. great individuals, great individuals who will just steal the show. And so these two teams, Chelsea and Manchester City, they're going into the final looking like very balanced teams that are less about individuals but more about the collective strength of the different groups. And then of course there is the third reason why I feel that this final is going to be very, very unpredictable, and one of the most unpredictable, one of the best final matches is the Pep Guardiola and Thomas Tuchel factor. Pep Guardiola, the coach of Man City, is well known for his tactical, for his great tactical astuteness, how he adopts different tactics, different tactical approaches to different games. With Guardiola, you never can tell what you will see on a match day. In the semi-final, Pep Guardiola came up with against Paris Saint-Germain. Pep Guardiola played both legs of the semi-final without a top striker in the starting lineup. Can you believe it? Without the top striker in the starting lineup, and he easily saw off Mauricio Pochettino's PSG, even without a traditional number 9 leading the line at the start for his team. And so that was a great tactical. That is a great tactical innovation, having two midfielders play as 4 strikers, if you like. And you never can tell what you will see with Pep Guardiola. He may come up in the final match, and then you'll be surprised you may not find any midfielder at all, and you may just find 5 defenders and 5 strikers. But I'm just kidding. But with Pep Guardiola, you never can tell what you are going to get, tactically, and that's why he's one of the greatest minds, because he has won a lot of football matches and a lot of laurels, football trophies, by being very tactically very unpredictable. Thomas Tuchel, yes, his tactics has also come in handy for Chelsea. Thomas Tuchel has adopted a largely 3-4-2-1 formation for Chelsea, 3 at the back, and the 3 defenders, Rudiger, Christensen, Thiago Silva, whether it's Zuma playing as one of the 3 or as Cesar Azpilicueta, Thomas Tuchel has been able to fashion out a very strong, solid outfit, strong defensive unit for Chelsea. And they are not just about their defensive game. Thomas Tuchel has turned the Chelsea attackers who were, before he arrived, who were struggling for form. Timo Werner looks largely reborn, looks very lively for Chelsea now. Kai Havertz is the young man, has come of age. The young man is showing the kind of mobility, the kind of confidence, the kind of finesse that made him command such a huge transfer fee from Chelsea, making him the club's most expensive buy. And of course there's Mason Mount, who is in the form of his life. Thomas Tuchel has fashioned out very strong tactics against Real Madrid in the semi-final. Real Madrid hardly laid a glove on Chelsea in both legs. The Chelsea defense was very good, and the surprise on Wednesday night was how it ended just 2-0 for Chelsea, because Chelsea had so many chances, a plethora of chances, and that game they could have easily ended up 3-4-5-0 for Chelsea against Real Madrid. And so Thomas Tuchel up against Pep Guardiola, 2 great minds, 2 great tactical minds up against each other on the 29th of May. How is that game going to be decided? I think the game is going to be decided on very fine details. It's going to be decided. I feel that the 2 teams are going to approach the game with a lot of seriousness, a lot of concentration, and don't rule out the factor of luck in a final match like this. We are dealing with human beings, and someone may just make a mistake, and then the other side will capitalize on a slight mistake. But I tell you, it is going to be a very tight game, and it will be a game of fine margins. For me, that final match is utterly unpredictable. But we'll see on May 29th when Chelsea take on Manchester City in the Champions League final. I am Nelson Dafe.